Hey gamers, I'm CyberSnack7. Hope we're all well, guys. Back again with another video, and this is going to be a first for me because I haven't done a VR video for a long time, and there's been a fair few floating around the old YouTube of late, and two have piqued my interest. So I'm going to do one tonight, and I'm going to get another one up sometime next week. But yeah, as I say, I've been watching these VRs, and two people did great videos about this subject. One being Dylan. Hypertrigger X, and the second being, of course, Eddie Rollercore. Two great videos and some great games they showed in their collections. Now, obviously, some people should know by now, I'm more of the NTSC Super Nintendo collector. I like my Mega Drive, but that's my main focus, the old NTSC Super Nintendo. But not saying that, I've still got a moderately decent collection on the Mega Drive, but I only collect for the Japanese titles and the Genesis titles. I don't collect for PAL no more. So I thought I'll get 3 Japanese titles and 3 Genesis titles out to show you are my favourite games and where I play, not regularly, but they're my games of choice, put it that way. So the first one is a bit of a no-brainer. This one I played on the arcade. Well, not this game, the game series I played on the arcade many moons ago, and I've loved it ever since. This is the second game of the series, of course. The second and the third come out on the Mega Drive, but I absolutely loved and still love to this day this series of games. And the first one I'm talking about is Splatterhouse, and this is Splatterhouse 2. I do have Splatterhouse 3 as well. Bit of a departure, bit of a difference in that game. Same style of gameplay, but something slightly different, and not as good as the first two, to be honest, but still a cracking title. But this and the first one, which I'm lucky enough to have on the FM Towns Marty, are fantastic titles. I'm just something about these games. Great side-scrolling beat 'em ups, gore fest. It's a shame the blood's green in this, but that's just the way it is. But it's still a fantastic title, and I'd pick up and play anytime. Absolutely love these games, and especially being on the Japanese, because the artwork's 100 times better. There's no two ways about that. But fantastic game, and that is definitely my game of choice to play anytime. So that's the first game, and that's Splatterhouse 2. Now the second one is a bit of a, well, it's just a game I've never heard of. If it weren't for a good pal of mine, Retro Godfather Dahl. We talked about this game a long time ago, and it's a decent little fighting game. If you've ever played Mighty Final Fight, it's kind of reminiscent to that, with the super deformed figures with the big heads. And to look at the cover, you would never look at it as and take the game seriously, but the game is quite a good game. And the game I'm talking about is Kagekai. Now this game is a decent little fighting game. Now the premise of this is, obviously, you can see little screenshots, but you'll have some screenshots up here as well. Is basically you're this guy, and you've got like a 10-story building, and each floor you've got a boss on the floor. So basically you've got to take out a few henchmen and then beat the boss, and then move up to the next floor. And once you get to the 10th floor, if I'm correct in saying, you've got to beat all 9 bosses and then beat the last boss to finish the game. So it's not an easy task, but still, it's a cracking little title and undiscovered by me. As I say, if you don't know what you're looking at, or you're not heavily into the Japanese games, and you do your research like you really should, then this game would pass you by. But I really do like this game, and it's a fantastic title. If you haven't played it, give it a crack. Try and pick it up if you can. Fantastic little title, and that is Kagekai. Fantastic game. Right, third and final game in the old Japanese little collection. Great side-scrolling shooting game, Contra-esque. I've had this game years, and it's a tough cookie to beat, believe me. But it's still a fantastic game. It only come out in Japan and America. Didn't have a UK release, weirdly, but still a brilliant game. But balls hard, I'm telling you. And that game is Midnight Resistance. Don't hear a lot of people talk about this game, realistically, and it's a shame because it is such a good game. The control mechanism ain't at the greatest. It's 360 degree, you can shoot like, but it's not that bad. And obviously once you kill your enemies, they drop keys, and you collect a certain amount of keys, and once you've done the level, you pass through like a weaponry section, and you can pick a weapon, but you've got to have the certain amount of keys to unlock it. And obviously it's a bit of strategic, ness about it, because if you don't pick the right weapon for the right level, then it just goes to pot and you just got no chance to get through the level. So, you know, you've got to think about the weapons you pick up or you select before you start the next level, sort of thing. But still, fantastic game. As I say, it's not talked about enough, and I really, really enjoyed this game. And as I say, I still picked some plates today. I've had it years in the collection, and cracking little title if you can grab out of that. So that is Midnight Resistance. Okay, so we shall move on to the 3 Genesis titles. Swig a beer first, guys. Yep, still knocking back the cider. Trying to calm down a little bit, but it's still difficult having it every day. But I've knocked it down to at least 2 cans a day now, so that's not so bad. But anyway, let's get back to the VR, shall we? Right, first game for the Genesis. Absolutely classic shooting series. It's a toss-up between 3 and 4, which are the best. You know, some people say 2, some people say 3, some people say 4. Some people may even like number 2. You know what I mean? I don't know. But for me, number 4 is the best in the series. It's close, close number 3. The third is a close second, definitely very close. But for me, this one is the best. And now in America, it's called Lightning Force. But most of you probably know it as Thunder Force 4. But as you can see, I bought this, and ever since I bought this, I've never seen this by chance on eBay again to buy. But this is absolutely mint copy. This is, but superb game. Absolutely love the Thunder Force series, and to get this, and I love the fact that the artwork's fantastic artwork, and the name change, Lightning Force. It just I don't know, something about it. But fantastic shooting game. Everybody knows Thunder Force. You pick your 4 worlds in any order you want, and then you do them, and then you complete the 5th world, and that's it. There you go. A few fireworks out there. But absolutely awesome game. But well happy to have the Genesis version, solely for the fact because the artwork's fantastic and the name change to me. I like the name. Lightning Force is cool. Really is cool. So that's game number 4 and the first Genesis game. That's Lightning Force. Cracking game. / Thunder Force 4. Right, game number 5, but the second in the Genesis lot, is a platformer. Yet again, I played firstly on the arcade, and I'd never heard of it until then, but I played it religiously whenever I had the chance. Mostly when I was on holiday, I always looked for it, and I found it, and it's such a great, undiscovered at the time, platforming game. But when I found out it actually came out on the Mega Drive, I jumped on it, and it's such a fantastic title. And I don't know if it's I know a lot of people know about this title, believe me, but I think it's still a bit undiscovered. It's still, you know, it doesn't get a lot of love, and I think it's a great title. But the one I'm talking about is Wardner. This is such a brilliant platforming game. It's a bit creepy, believe it or not, in some areas of the game. But I remember playing it. It's very near identical to the arcade, apart from the few tweaks, and obviously the graphics are going to be better. But the gameplay itself is very, very much the same technically. But it's such a fantastic platformer. It's not hard, but it's got the time element to it, where you've got a certain amount of time to get through the level, and you've also got to time your jumps and time your dodging of like whatever you got to time. Your timing's got to be perfect, so it kind of puts pressure on you to get through the level as quick as you can and as best as you can without dying, clearly. But still, it's something about this game always draws me into it. The music is memorable. It's something about this game that keeps on coming back. I'll go, oh yeah, I'll have a go at that, I'll have a go at that every now and again. But such a fantastic title, and one of the most, for me, undiscovered platformers, and one of the ones I used to love on the arcade. So to get this and to thoroughly enjoy it even like years later is, well, epic. But absolutely fantastic game. Absolutely love this game, and that is game number 5 and the second of the Genesis slot. That's Wardner. Brilliant game, that is. And then last but not least, this is a Capcom title. This is one of the heavy hitters, to be honest with you. It's more expensive on the PAL release, of course, but I managed to get the Genesis version. I bought this off Pete Snestastic a long time ago, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a fantastic game by Capcom, and one of the definite greatest side-scrolling beaters, apart from the Streets of Rage, of course. But I'm talking about this one, which is The Punisher. Absolutely love this game. Fantastic two-player arcade beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up. Of course, you can be the Punisher, but you can also be Nick Fury as the second character. But absolutely classic beat 'em up. And as I say, this one is a pretty heavy hitter. It is quite expensive, but still, I'm well happy to have this one. Such a fantastic game. Even it's not too far off the arcade. I gotta admit, graphically, it's of course it's far superior to the arcade, but still, it does a damn good, near on good job. You know, to convert this over to the Genesis and the Mega Drive. Now, I don't think this had another port. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the old comments. I'm assuming it didn't, but no doubt it has been on other formats. But I can only remember it being on, of course, the Mega Drive. But still, fantastic game. Absolutely love this. Love playing it still today. I still might even put this on as soon as I've done this video, to be honest, to give it a crack. It's a great game. But that, guys, is my final game and my 6th game of the 6 favourite games I still like to play today in my Mega Drive collection. And it's been good to do a video, a VR video. As I say, I'm going to do another one in a week. Another one that Dylan, Hyper Trigger X, put out. But we'll talk about that in the next video. But as I say, great doing this video. And I'm going to end it here, guys, as per. Great 6 titles. Some you may have seen, some you may everybody knows about, I don't know, but still great little subject. Love doing the VR, and I will be doing another one in a week, so I'll leave it here, guys. Thanks for watching, and as per usual, I am CyberSnake7. Keep playing, guys, and remember, always keep watching. All the best.